All right, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the 187 District Court. Everyone, please make sure you are on mute. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. To all the inmates, do not tell the deputy you are excused. You are not excused unless I excuse you. So just because you've spoken to your attorney, that does not mean you're dismissed from this court. If you do that, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have some issues. And let's keep Thursday a happy Thursday. We're so close to Friday. It's not a Monday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. To all the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. You're not allowed to try to go on Facebook. If you do any of these things, what will end up happening is you will be sent back to your cell. They're short-staffed, so we will probably see you in 30 to 60 days. To everyone on the Zoom screen, you are not allowed to use this Zoom to pick up dates. This is not the Bachelor. This is not the Bachelorette. If you do, your Zoom privileges are going to be revoked. To everyone, you are in a courtroom, whether you're at your home, at your office, at your work. You are not allowed to be laying in bed, making coffee, making breakfast, changing children's diapers. If you are at work, you need to let your employer know you need to take a break. You need to find a place that's quiet and that's stationary. Remember, if you could not do it if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do it on this Zoom screen. If you behave inappropriately on this Zoom screen, your Thursday will become a Monday because your Zoom privileges will be revoked. You will be required to appear in the 187 District Court located at 300 De La Rosa on the 4th floor. It's downtown. You will need to get an Uber or a Lyft or take the Via bus. If you take the Via bus, you're going to have to find some change. If you decide to drive downtown, what you're going to discover is there's a lot of construction, a lot of one-ways. And if by chance you are able to find a parking space, you're going to discover that parking has increased significantly. So let's keep this as a Thursday and not try to turn it into a Monday. To all defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because of one of two things. Either your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom, or either they were required to appear in person in the courtroom. Be patient. Your attorney knows that they have this case on the docket, and your attorney will get a chance to see you. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a room. Your attorneys are probably going to want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak with you. If your attorney wants you in the breakout room, they will let me know, and then you will be sent to that breakout room. So please do not raise your hand asking if you should go to a breakout room. To all the attorneys, if you have an agreement, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address, and so will the state. Attorneys, do not call the coordinator. Do not text her. Do not chat her. Do not email her asking her for a continuance or a reset. I'm the only person who can give you that. I'm going to call your names. If you see that you're low on the list, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called and you are not here, you will be placed at the end of the list. I know in the courtroom, I have Rolando Arguez, Adam LaHood, Richard Garcia, Fernando Ramos, Gary Cherrick, Albert Acevedo, Dwight Chomley, Jay Norton, Kelly Piddle, Oel Rodriguez, Luis Martinez, Nick Aguilera, Orlando Castañon, Patrick Hancock, Tony Hernandez, Warren Wolf, Rodolfo Zepeda, John Perez, Robert Porter, Cleophas Marshall. Is there any defense attorney's name that I have missed?
Yes, Judge Thomas Lane for Mr. Tyrone Shepard.
All right, Thomas Lane,
Yes,
Matthew
Judge.
Finch. Any
Yes,
other
Judge.
attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor. Albert Flores for Mr. Juan Garcia Sanchez.
All right, Albert Flores. Anyone else?
And briefly, Judge, my client's family is they live out of state and they're trying to watch this proceeding. Would you prefer them watch this on YouTube? I've already
Yes.
forwarded them the Zoom link, but I wasn't sure of your procedure.
Yes, they can watch it on YouTube because as you may, well, you can't see it. I have 4 pages of screen on here.
Okay. Is there a keyword that they need to look for to find it on YouTube, Judge?
If they will go to YouTube and if they type Judge Stephanie Boyd, it will pop up.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I have to put the Stephanie in there because there are more than one Boyd in Texas, I think, but
Fair
it's
enough.
a male.
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, Rolando Arguelles, who are you here for?
I'm here for Jose de Leon.
I'm sorry, for who? Mr. Arguelles, who are you here for?
He said Jose de Leon, Judge.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
1 second, Judge.
All right, I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there. Adam LaHood.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Clinique Boyd, and I was previously conferring with Marcus Sanders.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Thank you for changing your name, or adding to your name, rather. Richard Garcia.
Judge, good morning. I'm here for Savannah Page Gutierrez, 2 cases, criminal trial division, I believe. And I have not conferred with any of the prosecutors.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fernando Ramos.
Morning, Judge. Tyler.
Oh, thank you for changing your name.
I just found out how to do it.
Awesome. I'll see you to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Gary Chirac. You're on mute.
I have Eddie Medina family and Cody Webb, MTR, and that's trial.
Cody Webb, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. No, it's family violence. They're both family violence. I'm sorry.
No problem. I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Okay.
Albert Acevedo.
Your Honor, I have Terrence Trudell. That's going to be family violence.
Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 7.
And Judge, this is Tony Hernandez. I have the co-defendant on Richard Garcia's case. I didn't know if you wanted to put us in the same room, same prosecutor rather.
I'll put you in different rooms.
No, I didn't know if we wanted the same prosecutor or not.
Okay. Yes, I'm unsure, but I'll get to you. And everyone, I know I didn't say this at the beginning, but please treat those breakout rooms as the doctor's office. As you can see, there are over 70 people on this Zoom screen, and there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors. So put some patience in your pocket. When you go to those breakout rooms, think of it as going to the doctor's office. You're just getting your blood pressure and your weight checked. Dwight Chumley.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, thank you for changing your name. I'm sending you to number 8.
Okay, thank you.
Jay Norton.
Judge, here on James Terry, it's a plea with Marcus Sanders whenever the court is ready.
Has the paperwork been done?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Jay, you're also here on Andrea Garcia.
No, Jason Goss will be joining on that.
And James Terry, if you could go to number 1. And to the clerks,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
could go to number 1, please. And everyone, just give me one moment. I'm just checking to see if I have paperwork. All right, to the clerks, paperwork on Terry should be coming to you. All right, the next person up is Kelly Piddle.
Christopher Rodriguez, CTD. I was confirmed with Marcus.
All right, thank you. I'll send you to breakout room number 9. Joel Rodriguez. Joel Rodriguez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Liliana Barrios.
All right, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 10.
Your Honor, today I had conferred with the state. We have an offer. That offer has been relayed to my client, and you gave her a deadline of today to make up her mind whether or not she was going to take that plea. And I believe her intention is to proceed to trial. However, she wants to be given time to hire a new attorney.
All right, we'll discuss that in a moment.
Thank you.
Luis Martinez, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Judge.
Mick Aguilera.
Judge, I got an invite for Andrea Garcia, but I am no longer her attorney. Jason Goss is the new attorney.
All right, Norma, could you check on that, please?
And then she's also awaiting a bed for psychiatric. She's been found incompetent and is awaiting a transfer to a psychiatric hospital.
Okay, what is her name, please?
Andrea Garcia. She got indicted while she was awaiting a bed and put on the trial docket, but she's been found incompetent. I don't see any notes that she's been restored. She hasn't even been to the psychiatric hospital yet.
All right, and you're no longer the attorney, correct?
Correct. Yeah, they hired Jason Goss. I just
All right,
talked. You just heard me talking to Jay.
All right, thank you so much. You are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Orlando Castagnon, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a beautiful morning. The temperature is awesome. Pat Hancock.
Good morning, Judge. I figured out how to change the name or add a name. So I represent Jesus Mendoza, and I'd like to confer with Mr. Nesbitt in a breakout room.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 12.
Thank you.
Tony Hernandez, thank you for changing your name. I'm sending you to lucky breakout room number 13.
Thank you.
Warren Wolf. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 14.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Rodolfo Zepeda.
I have Brian Steely, Your Honor, criminal trial. I've spoken to Mr. Sanders before.
How do you spell the last name?
Seelig.
All right, I'll send you to number 15. John Pettis.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, I'll send you to number 16.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you for changing your name. Robert Porter, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 17.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And if everyone can give me a moment, please. Sorry about that, everyone. All right, Cleophas Marshall. Cleophas Marshall, good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you.
Thomas Lane. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to breakout room number 19.
Thank you, Judge.
Matthew Finch, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 20.
Thank you, Judge.
Albert Flores.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to lucky number 21. Richard Langlois.
Good morning, Judge. My client's present.
Who's your client?
Ronnie Lopez.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the first name again?
Ronnie Lee Lopez.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 22. Jason Goss.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you are here on Andrea Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor, and Jacob Garcia as well,
Okay.
both with family violence.
And you said Jacob
Garcia.
Garcia. I'll send you to breakout room number 23. All right, Joel Rodriguez,
Yes, Your Honor.
where is Liliana Barrios?
She might be live in court.
Yes, she is. To the courtroom, could you have Ms. Barrios come forward, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The middle of the two arrows, just forward.
All right, Ms. Barrios, did you have a chance to confer with your attorney on the offer that was tendered?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm denying the offer.
I'm sorry?
I'm denying the offer.
Okay, so this is the thing, Ms. Barrios. I see that your previous, well, your current attorney, is it Sean Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm with
so-
Sean Brown.
All right, so this is what we'll do. Mr. Rodriguez, you're excused. Norman, Mr. Brown is listed as her attorney. Can you see if he can zoom in, please?
Your Honor, I don't think he's available I'm with Sean's office on this case.
Oh, so both you and Sean
Yes.
are the attorneys on it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Barrios.
Yes, Your Honor.
Today was your plea deadline date. Defense, is my understanding that you've received all of the discovery. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Barrios, the court will not accept any plea agreements after today. So if you decide to enter a plea after today, the court will only accept pleas open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, on Liliana Barrios, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me just 1 second, Judge.
And if you could place that in the chat box for me. All right, we're going to come back on October 28th. Ms. Barrios, do not leave the courtroom before you get a new court date. Ms. Barrios, you are allowed to Zoom. If you're unable to Zoom, then you'll have to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing else, Mr. Rodriguez, you are excused.
Your Honor, on October 28th, is that a trial setting?
No, that's just a regular setting. After that date, I will give you the trial date. And Ms. Barrios, it's the court's understanding that maybe you're thinking of hiring an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. If you're going to hire an attorney, that attorney needs to be hired by that date. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing else, then Mr. Rodriguez, you're excused.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And excuse me, Judge, may I approach?
Just give me one moment. Yes, Alberto Acevedo.
Oh, go ahead with Rolando. He spoke first. I'm sorry.
All right, Rolando
Your Honor,
Arguelles.
and thank you, Mr. Acevedo. I'm just gonna ask for a short recess, Judge. I was just retained on this case less than a week ago. Mr. Newman just conveyed an offer to me. I want to convey it to my client and speak to his immigration lawyer about it.
All right, where is your client?
He's in the courtroom, Judge.
All right, Mr. De Leon, can you come forward, please? Is he a Spanish speaker or no?
He understands English, Judge.
All right, Mr. De Leon, I'm going to give you a short reset. I note on the docketing sheet that there were immigration issues or Padilla letter was supposed to be addressed on February 9th, 2021. So how much time are you asking for?
A week or two, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you give me a 2-week reset on De Leon, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can either come back on October 7th or October 11th.
I think the 11th is going to be better, Judge.
All right, we will come back on October 11th. Mr. De Leon. October 11th will be your plea deadline date. This case has been going on since 2020. The court will not further extend any plea deadline dates. Do you understand, Mr. De Leon?
Yes.
All right, Mr. De Leon, we'll give you a reset form before you leave.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Alberto Acevedo.
Morning, Judge. I conferred with Joe Ray Garcia on Terrence Trudell, and I requested a bunch of missing discovery. He went ahead and sent an email to the detective, and he's trying to get a hold of that discovery that I'm missing.
All right, what discovery is missing?
Got 911 calls. There's going to be some COBAN. There's also probably some EMS documents, videos. I believe those are the things that I requested, and that's it.
All right, Norma, could I have a reset for discovery, 30 days, please? October 28th. We will see you then. You and your client are excused, or do you have someone else with me?
No, that's it, Your Honor, and he is on the Zoom, so he is excused.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Ernest Acevedo.
Good morning, Judge. I am here on Brandon Wright. I believe it's a family violence case. I needed to confirm.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 24.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's the iPhone with the baseball cap laying on the couch? Yes, you, sir, with the gray shirt. Could you unmute for me, please? Hi, sir. What's your name? To the
Juan
iPhone.
Garcia?
I'm sorry, it's Juan Garcia.
Yes. Yes, Mr.
All right, Mr. Juan Garcia, you need to come to the 187 District Court. It's located, yes,
Yes.
it's located at 300 De La Rosa.
We do it right
It's
now.
on the
Okay.
4th floor. Downtown. Mr. Juan Garcia, you need to come to the 187 District Court.
Okay.
All right, see you there.
Yes.
And I will see, you need to be here by 11 p.m. I'm sorry, 11 a.m.
Okay.
today.
Okay, Mr.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Your Honor, myself and Pat Hancock are back on the Jesus Mendoza case.
Yes.
We are actively conferring. I had an in-person meeting with the next of kin a week or two ago. Sorry, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I received an email notification from Detective Carrion that there's new digital forensic evidence on a tablet that was turned into SAPD last week. I gave notice to the defense that that tablet is being extracted, but the process is not done and the contents are not out for discovery. So we need a discovery reset if we could, please. But we would just also inform the court in good faith. We're conferring on the substantive matter, but also doing the discovery issues at the same time.
All right, is a 45-day reset enough time?
I think so, yes, because I don't think the tablet was unlocked. So 45 is good. Thank you.
Right. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset for Jesus Mendoza, please?
You said 30 days, Judge?
45.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm on the phone with Lupe. Hold on for just a moment.
Sorry.
Good morning, Judge. I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness.
Oh, no problem. Just give me a moment. I have so many people on screen, and when attorneys come on and they black out their screen, I just zoom over it. All right, who's your client, Mr. Nahara?
I have two. I have Mr. Miller, Kevin Miller, and then Aaron Trevino. If I could be in a breakout room with Mr. Miller first, Judge, I think we may have something worked out on that.
All right, is Mr. Miller in custody or on bond?
He's in custody. I see him he's at the jail. He's in front of one of the computers. He's L17.
All right, Miguel, I'll send you to breakout room number 25. And Mr. Miller, I'll send you to 25. And Tom, on Pat Hancock's client, is he on bond or in custody?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
All right, your new court date is November 12th for discovery.
Judge, may I, or will you send me to a breakout room with Mr. Mendoza, please?
Yes, and when you go to the breakout room with Mr. Mendoza, I need you to bring him back to the main room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. So you're in number 12. If you'll go back to 12. Mr. Mendoza, if you'll go to breakout room number 12, please. Anyone else back from the breakout room?
Adam LaHood for Clinique Boyd.
Yes.
I've conferred with the state judge. They have tendered an offer, but we are waiting on a witness list and honestly just seeing if we're going to have contact with a complaining witness, which is obviously a huge deal in this case. This is not one we'll resolve today until we have a witness list in hand. But that's where we stand at this point.
So when did they tell you they would get a witness list for you?
To be honest, it comes down to one witness. It's they haven't been able to make contact with a complaining witness. This is an older case. My client actually accepted a plea deal and was sent to TDC, and this case was overlooked and not resolved at that time. There was a lot of confusion over what happened or how it happened, but what it comes down to is, as a defense, we have to know if they're going to have a complaining witness or not.
So Judge, it's not really an issue of him waiting on a witness list.
Oh,
He's just
well,
waiting to see if we get in contact with our complainant.
that
All
would be
right, how
correct,
much
Judge.
time do you need, Mr. Sanders?
Judge, I'm not sure. I guess where we're at right now is we've attempted, we haven't exhausted everything, but I did make him an offer. He's just, just waiting to see if they're gonna accept it or not.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, Mr. LaHood,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna reset this for 30 days.
Okay.
When you come back, I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
It's already in the chat, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on 10/28. You and your client are excused.
Thank you. And Judge, George Schaefer is trying to log on. He has a client here this morning. He's having technical difficulties from his home, but he said to let you know that he will be on as soon as possible.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Charles Gold.
Charles Gold here, Judge Boyd. I am here for Jacqueline Sanchez. I would appreciate if I can confer with somebody who's handling the case.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
This is going to be a criminal trial.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26.
Sounds great, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, are the parties ready on James Terry?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Is there a prosecutor available for this plea?
It's Marcus Sanders, if he's available.
Let me see. Marcus Sanders? He's not on the Zoom screen. Is there another prosecutor available to take a plea?
I can fill in, Judge Joe Ray.
All right, thank you so much.
Judge, excuse me, before we start, there's two small items. Range of punishment was listed incorrectly. It should be a second-degree felony. It's listed on the paperwork as a first. And on the last set of documents from the court, Mr. Terry's name is listed as Jason instead of James on the, I believe, on the consent and the application for deferred.
All right, I'll note that it is listed as a second degree on the paperwork, but you're correct. The range of punishment is listed as incorrect. And I will change that.
Thank you, Judge.
And what is the other issue? I'm sorry.
Excuse me. The on the consent for video and the application for deferred adjudication, I believe his first name is listed as Jason instead of James.
Oh, no, it's listed as James. On the consent to video, it's listed as James.
Okay.
And let me check the application. Yes, it's listed as James Wayland Terry.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 1795, State of Texas versus James Wayland Terry. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Jay Norton for Mr. James Terry.
And are you James Terry?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And Judge, this is Marcus Sanders. I'll step in.
All right, thank you. Mr. Terry, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that with your attorney? Did
Yes,
you
ma'am, I
understand
did.
it? And did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Terry, I know it's difficult when maybe it's your first time, but you need to make sure you listen to the questions, because when I say defense, I'm addressing your defense counsel, Jay Norton. If I am addressing you, I will specifically call you by name, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I apologize.
No problem. It's a new thing.
Very new.
Yes. Mr. Terry, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on the lesser included ag assault deadly weapon.
Any objections?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Terry, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
I did.
Did you understand what you're charged with is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered into a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Terry, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the fine is to be assessed at $1,000. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court Cause number 641800. There's to be no contact with Charlie, CHARLIE, James, Julie Weiser, HUIZAR. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, I did.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years, that there be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, no firearm possession, and anger management. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
Then to the offense, the lesser included offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest. Guilty.
I'm sorry, you're pleading guilty or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Terry, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he's very remorseful. He's just, he was, I hate to use the term misunderstanding, but things just got out of hand that night. And he's got no prior record, and I think he'll do well on this. I don't think you'll see him back in your courtroom.
All right, Mr. Terry, what are your issues? Why did this get out of hand?
I don't have any real excuse, ma'am. It was Father's Day and I don't normally drink very much. And my family had bought me some whiskey and I was a little tipsy. And when my neighbor gave me a hard time, I was upset. And I just didn't pay attention to who was at my door when I went to it.
All right, are you employed?
No, ma'am, I've been on.
I'm sorry, he's currently unemployed. He lost his job as a result of this incident.
Okay. All right, Mr. Norton, I'm going to ask your client some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're unemployed. What are you doing with your time?
Well, I am staying busy, cleaning my home. We recently had bought a new home and my boys are working, and I've tried to get a job quite a few times and they've hired me and told me no due to this information. I've been trying to start my own business out of the house and just trying to stay as busy as I can.
So how are you supporting yourself?
My wife and my two boys, my two older boys.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 49.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I don't do drugs, so it'll be negative.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,000 fine that'll be probated. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 641800. There's to be no contact with Julie Weezer. And Charlie James, that's his next door neighbor, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
So how are we doing a no contact with that? I'm assuming they share a property line.
No, ma'am, he lives across the street on the other side. So we're able to stay away from each other.
So when we say no contact, if they're both in their yard at the same time, is that going to be an issue from state or defense?
No,
All right, so when you state defense, because I want to make sure I know the plea bargain agreement, when you say no contact, you just mean no speaking to each other, but visual contact is okay?
that's the state's intention. Yes, Judge.
All right. So there's to be no contact with Charlie James.
Yes, ma'am.
There's 150 hours of community service restitution. I will waive 40 hours of those community service hours if you have if you have obtained the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 hours will be deducted.
I will get the vaccination.
Look at me saving lives, Brenda. There's to be no firearm possession.
Yes, ma'am.
Anger management course.
Okay.
There's to be regular Zoom reporting. If something happens and you're unable to Zoom, then you're going to need to report in person. Do not miss reporting.
Yes, ma'am, I won't.
There will be regular UAs, or either you can do the patch. The patch costs more, but the patch doesn't interfere with time. It's not time consuming. You put it on, you go in and get it off.
I don't understand what that is. I apologize.
No problem. Your attorney will let you know about the patch. I'm sure Mr. Nord knows about the patch.
All right.
Yes.
And I'll do a random field visit 1 time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Terry needs?
The affirmative finding, are you gonna do?
Thank
proof of
you.
employment?
So there's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. All right, Mr. Terry, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am, I don't believe there is.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
And also, Mr. Terry, while you're on probation out of this court, really in any court, you're not allowed to drink any alcohol, even if the family is having a barbecue, or if you're in your own home, there's no alcohol that is allowed on probation, and no marijuana. So don't go vaping on somebody else's pen or smoking somebody else's cigarette and saying that you did not know. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Terry. We'll close the record.
Judge, before you close,
Yes.
because of his lack of employment, he's been living off the goodwill of his sons and so forth. May we have the minimum statutory supervisory fees?
Not at this time. I want to see, with that being said, Rebecca, I forgot to add, I'm going to want proof of employment from you, Mr. Terry, within 60 days. And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And Mr. Norton, if for some reason Mr. Terry is not able to find employment within that time frame, if you will come back to the court with a request for a reduced supervisory fee, I will consider it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we will close the record. Mr. Terry, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 with your attorney. Probation will meet you in breakout room number 2 to go over your conditions with you. And then you are excused, and you're excused from the breakout room.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And to the defense attorneys, I forgot to tell you this morning. If you wish to speak to the court and you're ready to give me an update on your case, just do the emoji of raising your hand. Yes, Mr. Nahara. Awesome.
Well, Judge, yes, actually, my client wanted to address the court. I think we have a plea bargain worked out, but he wanted to address the court about a situation, Judge.
All right, and this Miller?
That is correct, Judge.
Mr. Miller, yes, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. I have a plea that I wish to take, but in this plea, I'm trying to ask for leniency. I just got the
No, time out, Mr. Miller. Let me explain to you about plea bargain agreements in this court, or anything that happens in this court. If you have a plea bargain with the state, I keep an open mind. I read what's in the evidence that's presented to me, and then I make a decision on that and any other evidence that's presented to me. So I always have an open mind. I think your defense counsel will tell you I always have an open mind. So I don't know anything about your case, and it's not fair for you to present evidence to me about your case without the state then being able to present evidence about your case to me as well. You understand? Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Nahara.
Yes.
And I don't believe he's trying to present evidence, Judge. I think he's just trying to request something as far as bonds and things of that sort. So I don't believe it's his intention to try to make any sort of argument at this time.
Okay, all right, Mr. Miller, I'll keep an open mind and consider whatever you wish for me to consider.
And what I was asking is, I don't want to come empty-handed. I want to give proof that I can do something different than what I've been doing, because all my history shows that I don't deserve any kind of leniency. So I was going to ask if I can get maybe a couple months to try to post bond.
That's done.
And then after that, if I do make bond, maybe we can come with a reasonable amount of times where I could show you that I can function in society.
Well, Mr. Miller, it sounds to me like you want to enter a plea, but you're asking for a pre-sentence investigation. Is that correct, Mr. Nahara?
He would like some time prior to sentencing to attempt to bond out, Judge, so that he can try to be a productive member and express that to this court.
Yes, we will order a pre-sentence investigation report. And so you will have time from the time that you enter into your plea agreement. Your sentencing will not happen today. It will happen at a later date. Do you understand, Mr. Miller?
With the screen, it says
Yes,
save.
ma'am. But will I have a reasonable amount of time to try? My family don't have a lot of money right now to come up with that in like a short period of time.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Miller. I can't have somebody at the jail forever, right? So you will be given a date for a pre-sentence investigation report. And if Mr. Nahara feels that more time is needed, then Mr. Nahara will request a continuance from the court. And then I will either grant it or not grant it. Again, I will keep an open mind on the granting of that if it is requested.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Mr. Miller.
I'm going to go back into the breakout room with my client, Judge. Mr. Miller, if you click the breakout room, you should still be assigned to 25. Click that, and Judge, I believe we'll be getting paperwork ready this morning.
All right, thank you.
You're all set. And then
Oh, Mr. Miller, can you look at the bottom of your screen? Do you see at the bottom of your screen where it says breakout rooms or more?
No, ma'am. It doesn't say anything at the bottom of my screen.
All right, do you see anything that shows anything?
I think sometimes, Judge, you have to put the mouse over that bottom area for it to appear.
Okay.
And Judge, before I head into that other breakout room, I'm not sure. I was told to be here on an Aaron Trevino. I don't believe I am his attorney of record. I was searching for that file drastically. I think it's Glenn Payne. I'll double check on that, but I'll ask Norma to look at that as well. Because I felt bad that I didn't have his file in front of me, but I don't think it's my case.
Sure, no problem. Pat Hancock?
Good morning, Judge. I conferred with Tom. You gave us a date for discovery, November 12th, and I conferred with my client in the jail. We just need to be released, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that 14G, Jesus Mendoza is excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
John Pettis.
Yes, Judge, I'm here on Edward Morales. The state was going to look into something for me. They did. It has not reached any change in an offer as I had hoped. So if I could have one more setting just to go over the current offer with my clients to see whether or not we resolve this via plea.
All right, is your client on bond or in custody?
He's on bond.
All right, Norma. Mr. Morales, can you unmute? Norma, can I have a 1 week reset on Mr. Morales, please?
Yes, I have. He doesn't really have much of anything. Like he had something one guy.
Judge, when you get a chance, could you put, and this is on page 7, Jacqueline Sanchez on bond in room 26, please?
I don't see her listed on the screen. Jacqueline Sanchez, are you listed? How are you listed?
I'm right here, ma'am.
No, how are you listed? What is your name?
Jacqueline Sanchez.
It says,
No.
Judge, it says Jax's Galaxy 02.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I guess that came out.
Which room did you want her in, Tom?
26, Charles Gold is in there.
All right, if you go to breakout room number 26, please. All right, John Pettis, your client can come back either on September 30th or October 1st.
I would, if it was up to me, Judge, I'd prefer the 30th. So if Ms.
All
Morales,
right.
any objection to that?
Mr. Morales, you're going to come back on September 30th. Your plea deadline date will not be extended any further. All right, Mr. Pettis, if you don't have anyone else with us, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good morning.
Thank you. All right, Luis Martinez.
Judge, I conferred with David Martin on Juan Aviles' case.
Yes.
Judge, I've got some stuff I've gotten together from my investigator. There's some new stuff that's come in, and my investigator was out with COVID for 3 weeks. So I do need a couple more weeks to get that together for David to
All right, Norma, can we have a 30-day reset?
review? And that should be the end of what I need to give him.
Juan Avelis, you need to show your video.
Sorry, there it is.
Mr. Avelis,
Yes, ma'am.
this is the last time I'm going to announce this to you, and I announce this to everyone. If you are a defendant or accused, you need to keep your video on. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have your video off again, when you come on this Zoom screen, what's going to end up happening is your Zoom privileges will be revoked and you will have to appear in person in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, we'll come back on October 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramos, I see your hand. I'm going in order in which the attorneys appeared. Thank you. All right, Richard Garcia.
Judge, I conferred with Hunter and there is a missing cell phone video and he has been unable to contact the complaining witness that just started last week. So we need a regular reset.
All right, is your client here?
I believe so.
All right, Norma, could I have a 30-day reset, please? On Savannah Gutierrez? All right, we will come back on October 28th. And Ms. Gutierrez, you can appear by Zoom.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're excused if you don't have anyone else with us.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Does anyone see what page? Found it. Albert Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we've conferred, Judge. This case was on the trial docket, and they said that we had to come up with a date, and I think we came up with a date of December 7th.
Just one second.
Judge, it would be the 9th.
Yes, it's December 9th.
Okay. And is that a docket, Judge, or is that?
Just one second. I'm trying to find your case.
Your Honor?
All right, Norma, his client is a Spanish speaker.
Yes, Judge,
So
for some
I'll-
reason, the prosecutor said that we were not on the docket. However, it's listed in the district clerk's settings that we should be.
Let me see.
I just couldn't find him on our docket, Judge.
Okay, I see him listed on page 5. All right, Norma, on Mr. Sanchez,
Yes, ma'am.
we'll need a interpreter.
You need an interpreter right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Put the trial date on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
Fernando Ramos.
Yes, Judge, the prosecutors offered a plea bargain that my client is willing to accept. He's 19 years old. He wishes to discuss it with his grandmother and his mother. If we could come back on 9:30 for a plea.
All right, Mr. Twyman, can you unmute yourself, please?
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Twyman. I'm going to give you the speech that I give all young people. Your parent, your grandparent would have appreciated you calling them before this happened. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are going to a club, let's say someone wants to invite you to a club or to an underground party, and you know there are going to be drugs there, there are going to be underage people there. Your parent would appreciate if you would call them first and say, Mom, Dad, Grandmother, Grandfather, I've been invited to this party. This is the time it starts. There's going to be drugs there. Should I go? As opposed to telling your friend, okay, I'll go to that party. And then everybody gets arrested. And then you're calling for permission after the fact. When it comes to these cases, that whole thing is it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. You need to be asking for permission from your grandparents and your parents before you get caught up into things. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Twyman, how much time do you need to speak? That's my lecture. How much time do you need to speak with your grandparent?
Just a few days.
Okay.
I'm here with her now, and I had to go see my mom.
All right. Norma, let's recall this back for October 1st. Is
Yes.
October 1st enough time for you, Mr. Twyman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to see you back on October 21st, and don't cause your grandmother any problems. You understand? Be a good grandson.
Yes, ma'am. You said 21st or 1st?
October 1st.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're excused. Oh,
Judge?
Mr. Flores, your client
Judge,
is actually
I was
required to
in a
be-
breakout room, but I understand he told me that you had asked him to come to the court, and I don't know what happened.
Oh, he was wearing a cap and laying down on the couch.
Judge, and that, I had not heard your speech until this setting. I can assure you that I'll advise him, and he speaks Spanish, so maybe he didn't understand what the court was saying beforehand, but.
Oh, no, he understood when I said come to court.
Well,
So he's
yes.
on his way. But I
got a-
appreciate you for telling me that, Mr. Flores. But I told her to be here by 11. So if you want to zoom out and zoom back in, you can.
Okay, can I tell him that he does not have to show up?
Oh, no, he needs to be in court.
Okay, do I need to be there?
No, you can be by Zoom.
Okay. I'll zoom in at 11 then.
All right, thank you. George Schaefer, who's your client?
Judge, I represent Jose de Leon Rodriguez.
Criminal Child Division or Family Violence?
It should be family violence, Your Honor. I had been speaking with Oscar Salinas on the case.
So that's not family violence. Could some prosecutor get Oscar Salinas in here, please? Just give us a moment.
Judge, I thought somebody was hired on that case that came in early this morning. Is that the same one that we're talking
Well,
about?
I thought someone had been hired as well, but I got the notice to be here today.
Well, just one moment, everyone, stop talking. Let me look on the.
Sorry, Judge.
Oh, no problem. It's just that everybody starts talking over each other and then. Oh, yes. On that case, someone else has been hired, Mr. Schaefer.
Okay, Judge, I'm sorry then. I've been here because I was told to be here.
Oh, no problem. And I'll notate in the file that you were here.
Very good,
And
Judge.
I do see that your name is on the docket sheet.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you for showing up. And I like the leather chair.
I appreciate it, Judge. May I now be excused?
You may be excused, and you know it's not that cold. You're going to give people in other states the wrong impression about San Antonio.
I understand, but winter is coming.
Yes. All right. Have a good one.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, just
may
yes.
I be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Ron Ross.
Family violence, David Martins, who I've been talking to, Elijah Kelly.
Yes. Oh, you just need to go to speak.
I need to go to a room and talk to David, yes.
Okay. I'm going to send you, let's see. Just 1 second. Let me start moving some people up. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, Rodolfo Zepeda.
Yes, Your Honor, I have an offer, but my client's in the courtroom, so I need to speak to him about it and go over it again.
Sure, I'll send you to breakout room number 2 to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 2, please. All right, Miguel Nahara.
Yes, Judge. It does seem that I was not on that other case, so I was accidentally emailed on that one. We are getting paperwork ready on Mr. Miller. Mr. Nisbet's already working on that, and I just directly messaged Norma to get me a certification of right of appeal and all that good stuff.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Kelly Piddle.
Yes, Judge, I'm here. Marcus and I have conferred on Christopher Rodriguez. We are missing some Coban and body cams, so he's made a request to get those to us.
All right, Norma, could I have a 30-day reset on Christopher Rodriguez, please?
Yes, sir.
And it'll be for discovery. All right, we'll come back on October 27th. Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond and he is present, Judge.
She's allergic to cats.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you are excused. We'll see you back by Zoom on October 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Sure.
May I approach you on?
Yes, just give me 1 moment, Ms. Corley. Linda, it is not a court date for the 187th if you are not here. Yeah.
I try my best, Judge.
Yeah, we see you every day. I'm like, oh,
I know. We are. And look what I remember to do. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
But is it family violence or criminal trial division?
Well, actually, it's not even indicted yet, but there was a violation report we need to address with the court. I believe that's why we were set today.
Yes, and let me see. Yes, that is criminal trial division on the violation report because it is a driving while intoxicated case.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let me let you confer with somebody from the state.
Okay.
And let me see what room is open. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I approach when we
Orlando
get a chance?
Just one second. Orlando Castagnone.
Yes, Judge, I'm here on Mr. Quinones, and I believe that Mr. Martin was going to be filing a motion to dismiss.
And that's on, who's the full name? Michael Quinones?
Michael Quinones. Quinones.
And you say that's going to be dismissed? Let me check my email. Okay. All right. And is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. He's present. It appears as Michael's iPhone. I can see his hair.
All right, Mr. Quinones, my understanding is your case is being dismissed. I will sign that as soon as I receive the document. Mr. Castagnone, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Richard Langlois.
Morning, Judge. I had a conference with no one for an hour, so I'm back.
All right, let me send you back, Mr. Let me send you to breakout room number 2.
Well, I figured I was going to dismiss it myself, but I'll.
Hey, I appreciate the help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rodolfo Zepeda has left his seat. Thomas Lane.
Yes, Judge, how are you?
Yes, great. How's it going?
Doing very well. I had a chance to confer with Meredith, and
yes,
we are on Mr. Shepard's case. We are currently waiting on his psych evaluation to be completed.
Okay. So has it been started? Has the motion been filed?
It has, Judge. It was actually just recently completed, I believe. I spoke to the psychologist this morning. So we're waiting for that to be filed, and we're waiting for the results of that.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Shepard, can we have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we will come back on October 27th. Is your client in bond or in custody? You're on mute, sir.
I'm sorry, he's in custody, Judge.
All right, Mr. Shepard, could you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Shepard, we're going to, my understanding is that you've spoken to the doctor and been evaluated. So
Yes,
we're going to
ma'am.
come back on October 27th so I can review that report and your attorney can as well. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for your patience, Mr. Shepard.
No problem. Would I be able to ask a question?
Yes.
Regarding bond, would I be able to or talk to my attorney about that, or?
Yes, you can speak to your attorney about that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And to the clerks, Mr. Shepard,
Yes, ma'am.
I need cause number 2021 CR 8392, please. All right, so what I'll do
Yes,
is I'll send you to a breakout room with your attorney, Mr. Lane. If you could, once you finish speaking with Mr. Shepherd, have him come to the main room so he can be excused from the main room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
Okay, okay. All right.
Mr. Zepeda?
Yes, ma'am. I spoke to my client. He would like at least a week to think about the offer that they've made him. So can we come back on the 1st?
Just give me one moment, please. All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, James Cole, why are you on this Zoom screen wearing a hat?
I'm at work and I'm in a very construction place and I have to wear my hat so nothing won't fall on me.
But you need to find a place and you need to tell your employer you need to take a break because you cannot be on this screen with a hat on.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'm looking for him now, and so I can tell him, but I don't see him. I don't see my supervisor.
Who's your attorney, Mr. Cole?
Ms. Cupid, Your Honor, we're here. Can we be put in the breakout room while I talk to him?
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room. Oh, I don't want you injured. I hear construction work. I'm going to send you to number 8. Mr. Cole, go to breakout room number 8, please. All right, and I don't see your client, Mr. Zepeda. How is he listed on the, there he is. All right, Mr. Seelig.
Sure.
My understanding is that you've been given an offer, but you're requesting time to think about it. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, can we recall this on October 1st?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Is that enough time for you, Mr. Seelig?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, we'll see you back on October 1st.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Mr. Seelig, if you're able to Zoom, you can Zoom and you don't have to appear in court. You can do it by Zoom. If not, of course, come to court, but do not leave the courtroom until you're given your reset form, okay?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, we'll see you back on October 1st. Mr. Zepeda, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Charles Gold.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I have Jacqueline Sanchez. I've conferred. This is our first setting. I got an offer. My client wants to think about it and maybe schedule a meeting with me and take a look at some of the discovery. And then, so if we can just get a normal court reset, I think that would do us some good.
Which breakout room were you in, Mr. Gold?
I think it was 6. I'm not certain.
Okay, because I'm trying to find your client.
She was there.
Okay.
I'm right here.
All right. How much time are you asking for, Mr. Gold?
Just a regular reset. I think she just wants to come by and we're going to do a Zoom where we can go over the discovery. And I want to make sure I have everything. I think I do have everything, but just so a regular reset, whatever that is for court reset.
All right, Norma, could you give Mr. Gold's client a regular
I didn't hear
reset?
you, Judge.
we're getting a reset date. So we're going to come back on October 27th. I'm
Sounds
sorry,
like a
October
plan.
28th.
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, Ms. Jacqueline Sanchez, we'll see you back on October 28th at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Have an excuse, Judge.
Yes.
Thanks. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I can leave. She's an excuse.
She's here excuse.
Judge, this is Dwight Chumley.
Yes.
I've conferred and I've communicated the offer to my client who is in the courtroom. I want to meet with his parents. He's a young man. He's 20 years old and his dad's here with him. They want to come by my office and talk with me, and I told them that'd be a good idea. So I would like to reset for a possible plea.
How much time are you asking for?
I think 2 weeks.
All right, Norma, can you recall Isaiah James for 2 weeks, please? How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Urado.
All right. Isaiah James Urado.
Yeah.
For a 2-week reset, please. All right, October 7th or October 11th?
11th.
All right, we're going to bring you back on October 11th. You can appear by Zoom if you're able to Zoom, or either you can appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to give you the speech that I give young people who appear in this court all the time. Here's the speech. If a friend is inviting you to a party and you know there are going to be drugs there, your parents would want you to speak with them before you decide to go to that party and tell them everything about the party. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of potentially getting in trouble and then wanting your parents to step in and solve the problem. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We're going to see you back on October 11th. Don't leave until you receive your reset form.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Chumley, you're excused.
Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Your Honor, Gary Chirek here. I have Ed Medina. I've conferred with the state. They've made an offer. This is the first offer I've received. I'd like a 30-day or so reset, get my client in, talk to about the offer, also go over the discovery with them. It's an ag sex offense case.
All right, Norma, on Eddie Medina, could I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Have you received all the discovery in this case, Mr. Chirek?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
And an offer has been tendered?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll come back on October 28th.
And Mr. Medina, call my office for an appointment. And then Judge, I also have Cody Webb. That's an MTA. We have worked it out and we are ready to go on it.
All right, just give me a moment. I'm trying to find Mr. Medina
Oh,
on the docket sheet. There you are. All right, Mr. Medina, we'll see you back on October 28th. You can appear by Zoom. You are excused. All right, and Mr. Chirek, then that means the last person you have left is Cody Webb.
right, ma'am. And we have an agreement on that one.
All right, is that a plea? What is happening with that case?
It's going to be an amend and continue.
All right, then as soon as the court is given the paperwork, we'll take that up.
All right.
Okay, let me check. Oh, it's just coming through Miller. I think Mesa. Okay, I'm signing paperwork now. All right, Jenny Cupid.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cole is my client. He's present without a hat and in a safe place. At our
Okay,
last
awesome.
appearance, I conferred with David Martin, have conferred with him a couple times. An offer was extended. And at this time, my client and I are not able to accept the offer. We've received all discovery, I believe, and we would ask for a trial setting.
All right, and your client is who?
James Cole.
Okay, let me find him on the screen.
Where'd he go?
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you and your client to a breakout room with the court coordinator to confer with the state on a trial date.
All right.
His trial date will most likely be in January. Is that going to be an issue?
I have quite a few set, but I'm sure we can come up with a date in January.
Okay. Now, the only reason why I say that is because, yes, they're starting up with jury trials October 4th. But even though they're starting up in October 4th, there are other cases that are ahead of your case.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to send you both to breakout room number 1.
All right, thank you.
And you were dealing, which prosecutor were you dealing with? Mr. Chirac?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who's the prosecutor on this case?
David Martin is who I dealt with.
David Martin is in a breakout room. Just give us a moment. Oh, he is back. David Martin, thank you. Court is calling 2019 CR 12202, State of Texas versus Cody Webb. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
David Martin.
For the defense?
Gary Chirac.
And are you Cody Webb?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections.
Mr. Webb, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Cody Glenn Webb who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 12202 for the offense of attempted endangering child risk bodily injury on January 14, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
The first condition 2, on or about the 14th day of January 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Cody Glenn Webb did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and/or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
We'll waive the other allegation.
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
I believe so, yes.
No, I mean, it's not, I believe so. Either you
Yes,
do or you
ma'am.
don't. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, to deny the motion to enter adjudication of guilt, continue on deferred, but alter and amend for weekly reporting and weekly UAs, and an updated TAP evaluation.
And is the weekly reporting going to be by Zoom?
Probably not, because he's have to go in and do a UA.
Okay.
You knock them both out at the same time.
And how long are both parties requesting that this last?
Judge, I think they've got him set for a tap on the 22nd of September. So if we can reschedule this thing maybe sometime first part of October to review the tap evaluation, see where we want to go with this thing and see if it's necessary for him to report weekly with UAs.
Mr. Webb? Can you
Yes,
raise
ma'am.
your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand. Are you in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you are going to drug test today.
It'll be fine. There's nothing in my drug history.
Well, why are you not taking your UAs when you're asked to do it?
When I went down there wasn't any paperwork for me in the system yet. They told me to go to the probation office, and by the time I got back, it was closed. They said it takes a few days to get into the system. And I went to the ones after that.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include weekly reporting and weekly UAs until further notice. There's to be a TAP evaluation. There's to be a UA today by 2 p.m. Rebecca, if he ends up being positive for any thing, please let the court know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room if there's nothing else. And
Nothing
probation
further,
will
Your
go
Honor.
over, thank you. Probation will go over conditions. So probation, if you could go to breakout room number 3. And Mr. Webb and Mr. Churak, if you would go to number 3, and then you will be excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Judge, that CM case you asked me about yesterday,
Yes,
the violation report,
yes.
it's the same victim.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, who is the party on Fernando Luvano?
Marcus and Matt Finch.
All right, and Mr. Churak, I sent you to a breakout room.
I have not gotten the notice yet, Judge.
All right, if you will look in your box, please.
Okay, let me check my box.
All right. Matthew Finch, you need to show your video, please.
I do not have the breakout rooms in this particular.
All right, because
device.
it shows where you're in number 3. Are you on
I-
your?
I'm on
computer?
I'm on an iPad right now.
Oh, well, that
Hold on.
iPad is out of my,
Oh, there we go. I found it.
okay. Okay, Matthew Finch is not ready. Is there any other attorney who's ready?
Yes, Cleophas Marshall.
I am.
I'm also ready, Judge.
Okay, Jazz, if everyone will show their video, please. And who else said that they were ready other than Cleophas Marshall and Linda Corley?
Warren Wolf.
And Jason
Warren
Goss
Wolf.
is ready.
Tony Hernandez.
Robert Porter.
All right, Linda Corley.
Good morning, Judge. I have Jose Martinez this morning, and he is on Zoom. He had a violation report, but it was really for a misunderstanding. I've talked with the prosecutor on it, and I'm hoping that, Judge, you will allow him to continue on what he has. Do you have that in front of you, or should I wait?
Yes, no, I have it in front of me.
Thank you, Judge.
Where's your
So
client?
he is on Zoom. His niece was helping him, but I didn't have a
What
chance
is
to look
his
for him
name
yet.
on Zoom?
His well, his name is Jose Martinez. I'm not sure.
No, but he's not popping up when I put it in the search engine.
Jose
So that-
Martinez, if you're there, will you wave?
That means he's listed under a different name.
Okay, I will.
He's under Beatrice, Judge. He just raised his hand. He's the.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so who is the prosecutor who you conferred with?
Meredith.
Okay.
So may I continue, Judge?
Yes, so.
Okay. So
were the
on,
issues?
the issue is that the pretrial services has done an asset check and found that he has this Dodge Dakota in his name. And although he told pretrial services, this is the vehicle that he was driving in the DWI. It was towed to Groton Pound. They did not remove it from Groton Pound because they couldn't afford to. And I believe it's already been sold off for scrap, Judge. This vehicle is no longer available. The car he did have is this Chevrolet that's listed, and he did get ignition interlock installed on it, and hasn't had any violations. So I think this is all just a mistake on what vehicles he has available to him. But that Dodge Dakota is long gone.
All right, and so you've researched and you know that the Dodge Dakota is no longer with him?
Well, Judge, I know that it was towed to Groton Pound, and I went to look it up in Groton Pound, but it didn't come up because they've already sold it apparently. And I can't get any documentation. And Groton Pound's very difficult to work with. They won't give you anything except, it's not there right now. But that's what's happened. I've confirmed that with at least his other family members. They don't have that car and they let it go.
No, I just wanted to make sure that you were presenting to the court was information that you have. And as officer of the court, if you're telling me that he no longer has the Dodge Dakota, then that's what you're telling me as an officer of the court, and I'll accept that.
Well, Judge, I'm telling you based on the information that I've received from my client and from his niece. And that's all the information I have, other than we know the car was towed, at the time of the DWI.
All right, Meredith, do you know anything about this Dodge Dakota?
I do not have any independent information, Judge. I just looked at the violation report this morning.
All right, then I'm going to give him some time to get in compliance, which means defense, I will need something from you that he doesn't have this Dodge Dakota anymore, because the only evidence or the only thing that's being presented to me that he doesn't have it anymore is he's telling you he doesn't have it anymore.
Okay, Judge, I'm not sure how we'll get that. I mean, we've got to get it from Groton Pound, and so far they have been completely uncooperative.
I mean, if you call them, they won't tell you, or
they won't tell us anything. Once we find, you have to wait on the hold for like 30 minutes, and once we finally do get someone, they all they will tell us is it's not here. They won't give me any history or anything like that. They're very difficult, Judge. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm state, unless you have any objections, I'm going to continue with the same conditions, but I'll give him 14 days to comply with information on this Dodge Dakota. And defense, if you can, I don't know if you have him sign an affidavit or something showing that he no longer has the Dodge Dakota, or however you want to present that.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give him 14 days.
Okay,
yes,
terrific. And may we be excused?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, you can leave meeting. Judge, thank you so much, and we will work on this diligently.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you for the leeway. All right, you all have a good day.
All right, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. All right, Plea Office Marshal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I conferred with Hunter on the case. He needs to talk with the complainants on the new number ones. They're police officers, and kind of see where they come out on it. And then hopefully we can resolve this MTR. So we might just need a short reset.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
Time to do that. I think he said he
is your client on custody or in bond?
He's in custody. There, he's on the screen, or he was on the screen.
All right. When you get a chance, teach your client how to wear the face mask, because that's not protecting anyone. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Michael Anthony Hernandez, can I have a 2-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, before we are excused, can I go into a breakout room with Mr. Hernandez and then be excused from there?
No, you'll need to have Mr. Hernandez come back to the main room.
Okay,
And then he needs to be excused from the main room.
okay. Do I have to come back to the main room with him?
No, but you need to make sure that he makes it to the main room. People get lost between rooms. Sometimes they want to knock on other doors.
I just told Hunter that. I said, you know, when Jesus told the disciples to meet me on the other side, they had a problem getting to the other side. So it's from, anyway.
There you go. Look at you bringing some, biblical text to us this morning.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I'll go into a breakout room if they're
Well,
signed.
just 1 second. I'm waiting on a date.
Okay, I apologize.
Judge, it's in the chat, Judge.
There's nothing in the chat, Ms. Ferguson. I don't see it. What's the 2 weeks reset date, Ms. Ferguson? Ah, there we are. All right, we're going to come back on October 11th.
October 11th it is. Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Hernandez will be back on October 11th to solve dispose of your case one way or the other.
Very well. And I'll go into a breakout room with him now.
Yes. And when you're in the breakout room, if you could help him understand the importance of wearing a mask, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, I need you to go to breakout room number 3. And Mr. Marshall, what room were you in previously?
I think I was in 18.
Yes, I'll send you to number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Warren Wolf.
Good morning, Judge. Mr. Maureen was invited to come to court this morning. There was a problem with his ankle monitor. I got notice last night. I tried to get hold of him. I don't know if he's in the courtroom or not.
To the courtroom, is there a Victor Gonzalez Marine in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he is not.
All right. A warrant has been issued for your client's arrest, Mr. Wolf, and it was signed by the magistrate.
Okay, thank you. May I be excused?
Just one moment. Okay, I just need to make sure I put it in the court's file. Yes, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Robert Porter.
Thank you, Your Honor. On Mr. Diaz, Ralph Diaz.
I'm sorry. Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
On
Yes, ma'am.
Victor Maureen.
Yes, ma'am.
It says on here that Jeannie Bloomster is the attorney. Is she no longer the attorney?
No, I still have her listed as the hired attorney, Judge.
Okay, well, we need her in here. I don't know why Warren Wolf thinks he's the attorney on that case.
I have no idea, Judge.
Okay, all right, sorry, Mr. Porter.
It's because he argued in front of the Supreme Court, Your Honor.
That's an inside story. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Diaz.
Yes.
I have not been able to contact him this morning or yesterday evening, Judge. The numbers I have are no good except for his brother's number, and I've been leaving messages for his brother throughout this morning, and I haven't got back with them. I don't understand what's going on because he's always been very good about keeping in contact with me and me with him. Anyway,
I will give him till 2 p.m. if you want to come back at 2 to see if
If I could get some kind of communication going.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. I'll do that.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Jason Goss.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Jacob Garcia and Andrea Garcia.
Yes.
On Jacob Garcia, I've talked to David about it. We have not gotten a plea offer yet. He's trying to talk to the victim. This is a case where there was a lot of discovery issues. There was some difficulty, not their fault, but just some difficulty getting some of the videos. We finally satisfied all those discovery issues that we had, and we received those. So now I think it's just, we're trying to figure out if there's a possible plea offer that we would accept, or it'll be a trial.
Okay, so I was given notice on July 28, 2021 that all discovery was received. Were you the attorney at that time?
I wasn't, but I'm saying the same thing. I'm telling you now that that's what I'm telling the court now, is that we have received all the discovery. That's not the issue now. Now it's just a plea offer.
All right, Norma, on Jacob Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond.
Where is Jacob Garcia? How are you listed on the screen, please?
As Jacob Garcia.
All right, Norma, on Jacob Garcia, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, Mr. Garcia, we're going to see you back on October 28th. You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
And where is Andrea Garcia?
Your Honor, she is in custody.
All right, my understanding on Andrea Garcia, was there a competency evaluation file?
Your Honor, I believe that I'm not sure. Her former attorney agreed to incompetency. She is still in the process of trying to get her competency restored. But I'll tell you that she is competent. I've spoken to her. I've spoken to her on numerous occasions. She is able to understand the process. She knows what she's charged with, and she knows, and she has communicated with me about her defenses. She has been in jail for 120 days. We are trying, and I've been talking to the doctors at the jail, trying to get her out because it's inappropriate for her to be there. The treatment beds, who knows when they'll open up. We are trying to get her out.
But what I can tell you is when someone is declared incompetent, I don't know if she's been declared incompetent or not. When the charge is a violent charge, it says that you shall go to an inpatient facility. They don't release you. Now, somebody contact your legislator, contact the governor of Texas or whomever you need to contact, but there's a waiting list because of beds. Now, if you believe that she's currently competent, then if you will contact Judge Carruthers' court and contact the doctor to have her reevaluated, and they may say that she's regained competency.
Yes, Your Honor, and I have done that. And I think that what our plan is that I agree with you on the law, obviously, and you're correct on that. We are asking her to go to an inpatient facility just outside, not the inpatient facility that she has to wait on. I have been communicating with the doctor at the jail. The doctor has had some requirements on Andrea. She has met those requirements of taking her medication and cooperating with the psychiatric treatment. And so just to update the court, I mean, that's right now we're on a first setting. She has been declared incompetent, and I guess will remain so until she's declared competent again.
So that'll be coming back on October 28th, and you will need to schedule whatever hearing you need to schedule in the magistrate court to deal with her competency issues.
And we are working on that, Your Honor.
All right, and I see listed as the attorney is Joseph Aguilera. Is he no longer the attorney on this?
Mick Aguilera is not the attorney. It is our firm, LaHood Norton, with me, Gary, Nico, Patrick, and Jay.
Okay. All right, then you.
Judge, you can make those changes already.
All right, thank you. Then you are excused.
Your Honor, may I go into a breakout room with my client?
Yes, you'll need to have her come back to the main room though. Which previous breakout room were you in?
22.
Okay, I found you, 23. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 14. And Ms.
Okay.
Garcia, if you could go to 14, please. And who is the person in the courtroom? All right, Norman, can you get this is the person who was sleeping on the couch?
Yes.
All right, Norman, can you get his attorney to come in, please?
Yes.
Because we have the interpreter here. All right, Tony Hernandez.
Judge, I have Angelina Longoria. We've conferred. We're waiting on a cell phone video. It's the first setting.
Hi, we are going to wait for his attorney. His attorney should be zooming in shortly. Thank you. All right, Norman, can I have a 30-day reset on Angelina Longoria, please? Angelina Longoria, we're going to come back on your case on October 28th. You can appear by Zoom. And that will be for discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused if you don't have anyone else with us.
That's all we have. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thomas Lane.
Angelina, you can leave.
Yes, Judge, you had indicated that you would like us to return to the main room before excusing us, and we can finish conferring. I just want to make sure we were excused to leave.
All right, Norma, I don't see your client. Did he remain? Norma, can you let them know that Shepherd 14H is excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. He's in a breakout room. Oh, and to the interpreter, you all can have a seat. We're just waiting for his attorney to zoom back in. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And Mr. Lane, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
He's on his way, Judge.
All right, thank you. Miguel Nahara.
Good morning, Judge. Hey, we got the paperwork signed. We're just waiting on the certificate of appeal and consent to plea by video conference document.
Okay, let me see if that's in my chat box.
I sent it to Norma, Judge. I apologize. I have the case number if you all need that.
Oh, no problem. When people sign, it goes to different places. And then it comes to me. So I see your client's paperwork. I'm signing it now. And what I'll do is I'm going to send you and your client to a breakout room, which will be breakout room number 1. And that way you can go over, the clerks will let you know if there is paperwork that's still needed.
Okay, Judge, no problem.
And they'll swear your client in.
Wonderful.
All right, Albert Flores, you're here.
I am, Your Honor. Sorry, Judge, I was logged into another court.
No problem. It's, then we don't have a lot of interpreters. And to the 187 District Court, we're ready to start. All right, what's your client's name again, please?
Juan Garcia Sanchez, Your Honor.
Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez?
Yes.
Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez.
All right. We're not on the record, Brenna, but on this case, Mr. Flores, you were seeking a date. Is it a date for jury trial or a date for your client to consider the offer that has been extended?
No, I think we're beyond that date, Judge. The date that the prosecution offered, and then I think the court confirmed, was December 9th for a jury trial or a jury trial docket. I don't know how this
Okay,
court's
it'll be
handling that.
December 9th. Who is the prosecutor?
I'm
here, Judge.
Yeah, it was
All right,
Garcia.
thank you, Joe Ray. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2019 CR 6322, State of Texas versus Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Albert Flores.
And are you Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez?
Yes.
We have an interpreter here today. If the interpreter, if you could raise your hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and if you could state your name for the record, please.
Carmen Tarragona Sáez.
Thank you. You can lower your hand. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that the defendant is in the courtroom. The defendant was required to appear in the courtroom because he was dressed inappropriately for Zoom and he was laying down on the couch. Any objections to this hearing taking place by video? State.
No, Your Honor.
Defense.
No, Your Honor.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe I have, Your Honor, yes.
Has an offer been tendered?
An offer has been tendered.
Mr. Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez, are you rejecting the offer that has been tendered by the state?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
The jury trial date will be December 9th, 2021 at 9 a.m. You will need to be dressed for trial and appear in the 187th District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand, Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
State any objections to that as the jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objections to that as the jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, do you have any objection to that as the jury trial date?
No. No.
Right. Then your jury trial date will be December 9th, 2021 at 9 a.m. in the 187th District Court. You'll need to be dressed for trial. The court will note for the record that a discovery acknowledgement was received and signed by the court on January 30th, 2020. If there's nothing else from either side, we will close the record.
Nothing for defense.
All right, then, Mr. Sanchez Garcia, I'm going to need you to sign the reset form. After you sign the reset form, you are excused. And we will close the record. Thanks for coming. Have a great rest of your day.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you,
May I
Judge.
be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jenny and Albert Flores, you're excused. Jenny Cupid.
Yes, Your Honor, I went into a breakout room with Norma and David. My client's phone died while we were in there. We selected a trial date of January 13th. May I have permission from my client to log back on after lunch so you can give him the appropriate instructions?
We can log back on, or either what I'm going to do, instead of having you log back on, we're just going to recall this for another day next week.
All right.
Make sure your client, if your client is here at 9 a.m., because I realize he's employed, I will take him up first. We can put this on the date and it can be done before he starts his work.
All right, Judge, I will log in early on that date.
All right, because I don't want anyone getting injured because they don't have on their hard hats, but I can't have hard hats on in court.
I understand. We appreciate the accommodation, Judge.
Norma, can we recall Mr. Cole for next week, please?
Yes, ma'am. Monday or Wednesday?
Monday or Wednesday?
Monday is better for me, Your Honor.
Okay, then we will see your client on Monday.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You are excused.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Okay, my computer is going a little crazy. Just give me a moment. What was the jury trial date agreed to on Cole? Anyone?
13th, Judge, January 13th.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Just give me one moment, please. All right, is the party ready on Fernando Luviano?
Yes, Your Honor, this is Matthew Finch. We are ready. And I see my client on the screen as well in custody.
Who is the attorney on Luviano?
Marcus.
Okay. All right, Mr. Flores, you're back.
Judge, I'm sorry. I heard you say my name as I was logging off. I don't know.
Oh,
if
no,
missed
I was
anything.
telling you, you're excused.
Oh,
But thanks
All
for
right, Judge.
coming back. You know, people love the one being in the 187 so much, they find reasons to come back.
that's correct, Judge. Have a good day then.
All right, thank you, you too. Court is calling 2021 CR 8402W, State of Texas versus Fernando Luviano. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Matthew Finch, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Levino, we're ready.
And could you unmute yourself, Mr. Luviano? Press the space bar. It's the longest. Yes.
Yes, this Fernando
All right.
Luevano.
I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Luviano, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case, make a decision on whether or not to indict or hold you over for trial? And also that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information prepared for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Showing you the document entitled Information. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Luviano, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That is a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Louisiana, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution to Maria Valdez Ramos, Homero, Homero Garza Reyes, and $60 to DPS for blood alcohol testing. And the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, we're back on the record. Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition, top evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, the DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, 2 years Texas driver's license suspension, AA admission interlock for 1/2 the term of supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brenna. I'm trying to multitask here. I keep getting, my computer is flashing all over the way. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations, Mr. Louisiana?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then to the offense as charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, Judge. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Your
Any
Honor,
objections?
no objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Luviano, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Judge, could I see you and Mr. Finch in a breakout room? I just realized something.
Yes. If we can go to breakout room number 1. And everyone, I will be right. We're back on the record in 2021 CR 8402W. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd like to waive a PSI and get on probation today.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, yes, Your Honor, my client has been in custody since July, since the date of this incident. Since he's been in custody, he has taken some measures to address the drinking problem that he has. He's suffered, dealt with difficulties staying sober for a while, but he has reached out. He's been in touch with Lifetime Recovery. In fact, his family reached out to them yesterday. He's willing to go into that program and has likely been accepted. He's also got some information about the intensive ITP program through Haven for Hope that he's also in touch with and would like to do that. He understands that the TAP evaluation will dictate what services he needs to comply with. He has a job. He has a home ready, Judge. We would ask that you follow the recommendations of probation of the DA's office and grant him the probation. In addition, Your Honor, I know you heard it earlier, but my client's car was impounded and he was not able to get it back in time since he's been in custody for so long. So he does not own a vehicle. So I would ask that you take that into consideration assessing the interlock device. But with that, Your Honor, and as well, there's a recommendation for 10 days in jail. If you're going to assess that, I'd ask that you consider it satisfied for the time that he's already set.
All right, Mr. Luviano,
Yes, ma'am.
why is this the first time you are trying to maintain sobriety?
No, ma'am.
So what causes you to drink? What's your triggers?
In this occasion, I was in a relationship since 2017. My girlfriend broke up with me, so I had a problem coping with the circumstances, and I neglected to reach out to my sponsor from AA and anybody else that supports my rehabilitation.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 61 years old.
Okay, so I mean, relationships, sometimes they come and they go, but you can't lose your mind over that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This is what I've discovered. As I always tell everybody, my statistics professor would not like my study because I know I'm not using the proper techniques for it. But what I've noticed is that people who drink and drive, if there's an accident, you know what ends up happening? What ends up happening is the person who's driving intoxicated, usually they're never injured. It's the soccer mom driving her children, somebody driving somebody to church. They either end up getting killed or injured. And then the person who did it, they're asking for mercy, they're boohooing and crying. I didn't mean to do it. So before it even gets to that point, I think you know now, if you didn't before, that you're a person who cannot drink alcohol, period. And while you're on this probation, you're not supposed to drink alcohol or smoke marijuana. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
Myself personally, I don't drink alcohol, but the reason I don't drink it, I tried it, I found it to be nasty. So I just don't drink alcohol. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in probation, suspend it for 10 years, $1,000 fine that'll be probated. I want a referral to felony drug court. That's to be while you're in custody. You need to be honest with them about your alcohol problem. If you are, I know they will accept you into the program. $60 to DPS for blood alcohol testing. Restitution to Maria Valdez Ramos, Homero Garza Reyes, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, 150 community service restitution hours. I will deduct 40 of those hours if you obtain the COVID vaccine. I'm not forcing you to do it. Whether or not you do it is completely up to you. But if you receive that, that will be deducted. DWI intervention, Victim Impact Live, 2-year driver's license suspension. I'll do the portable alcohol monitoring in lieu of ignition interlock upon affidavit of non-driving. And that's to be for half the term of probation. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Are you able to report by Zoom?
Yes, ma'am, through my cell phone.
All right, regular Zoom reporting. If something happens and you're not able to report by Zoom, then you're to report in person. Random UAs. And I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month, random. And they're going to check your refrigerator, Mr. Luvano. You should not have any alcohol in your house because that's too much temptation. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
Were you gonna do the AA meetings as well?
We'll do 90 AA meetings in 90 days. All right, Mr. Levon, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Sorry about that. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lubano, felony drug court. So because it's Thursday, they probably won't get a chance to see you till next week, but they come by as soon as I order it. They're there within the next week. If you would have been here on Monday, I know you're not scheduled for Monday, but if I would have ordered it on Monday, they would have probably been able to see you this week. But because it's so late in the week, they may not be able to see you this week, but they will see you at the latest next week. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if there's nothing else, then we'll close the record. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Judge, is there no way that he can be released and follow up with that appointment? I know he'll make it.
No.
I just had to ask. Thank you, Judge.
No, you're welcome. All right, so I sent you both to breakout room number 1. Mr. Finch, you can go to number 1 or you can be excused. And Rebecca, for this next plea, it's no application.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be in room 1.
Thank you.
And I'll go to
parties? Yes.
I'll go to 1 and I'll excuse myself from there, Judge. Thank you this morning.
All right, thank you. Mr. Luvano, I need you to go to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
That'd be great if you could do that, Judge. You know, I'll be
Who are
here.
the parties on who are the parties on Miller?
Miguel Nájera, Judge. I'm not sure. Mr. Nisbet was one I was conferring with, but I'm sure anyone can take the plea.
Okay. All right, is there someone available to take the plea for Tom?
I can, Judge.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 4766, State of Texas versus Kevin Travis Miller. That party is announced for the record for the state.
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense.
Miguel Nájera for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Nahara, it shows that there's no application in this case. Is there no application?
It is a cap, but no application, Judge.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No objections from the defense.
Mr. Miller, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Did you review all the discovery with your client and have you received all the discovery in this case?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Miller, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, it appears you're proceeding on only one count and you're proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Miller, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a first degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Miller, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. The state is taking consideration 2021 CR 4765A. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Miller, do you understand that if you are released from custody and you do not show up on the date of your sentencing, that the court has the option not to accept your plea bargain agreement? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you a paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense of possession with intent to deliver controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
No
objections?
objections, Judge.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Norma, what day are we coming back for sentencing? We'll need a PSI report. No tap evaluation will be required.
Okay. We can come back on the 19th, Judge, 18th or 19th.
Is that the 18th or 19th of October?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you put it in late October?
I can do the 28th or the 29th.
All right, Mr. Nahara, the 28th or 29th of October.
Either of those days works for me, Judge, whichever this court prefers.
All right, so we'll do the 28th, probably the 29th would be best.
I do expect a couple of witnesses, Judge, showing up by Zoom.
All right, so we'll do October 29th then. Is that best for witnesses, Ms. Ferguson?
We can do it at 11, Judge.
All right, so we'll be on October 29th at 11 a.m. Mr. Miller, if you are released from custody, you'll appear in court on October 29th at 11 a.m. Courtroom is 187 District Court, located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're released from custody, when is your court date?
The 29th of October at 11 p.m.
Which court?
187.
Okay, Mr. Nahara, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Could you go there with your client and let Ms. Reyes know that it is a cap offer, there's no application, and that it's for the lesser included offense, and that a tap evaluation will not be needed?
I will. I'll let her know, Judge.
All right, Mr. Miller, if you could go back to breakout room number 1, please. Ernest Acevedo.
Hello, Judge. I did confer with David Martin. I was appointed to this case last month. It is kind of a big case with a lot of discovery. Some of that discovery I have to go to the DA's office to view, and so I'm asking for a reset so we can review discovery.
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Judge, and he's present in the Zoom hearing.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Brandon Wright for discovery, please? All right, we're going to come back on October 27th at 9 a.m. Mr. Wright, you can appear by Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if there is nothing else, you are both excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Richard Langlois.
Here, Judge.
Hi, yes, you have Lopez.
We do.
All right, to the clerks. For some reason, I don't have the file on Ronnie Lopez.
I have it, Judge.
I just need to get him sworn in. I didn't know where his client was at, but I guess I see him now on the camera with him.
All right, thank you. Richard Langlois, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. The clerks will swear in your client.
We'll be there.
Thank you. Is there any other attorney who's ready? Let me see who is in the breakout room. All right, Norma, on Zachary Prince.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll need him to come back at 2. Mr. Prince, we'll see you back at 2 p.m. on the same Zoom link.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I'm going to put something in the chat.
All right, thank you.
I'll just send it to you by email.
Okay, thanks. And Norma Shepherd can go back. He's 14H.
Yes, ma'am. I just sent you the email.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma, then on Zachary Prince.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's just go ahead and give that a 30-day reset. And if the attorney needs more time, just let us know.
Okay, we can do the 28th, Judge.
All right, can you let Mr. Prince know?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ron Ross. All right, Norma, can you find out where the attorneys are on Trevino?
1 second, Judge. I'm on the phone. I'll do that in just a minute.
All right, and who are the attorneys on Ronnie Lopez? I know it's Richard Langlois, but who is the defense attorney?
Joe Ray for the state.
I'm sorry, you're right. Thanks, Joe Ray. It's been like a long day.
Yeah.
We say that to Brenna, who's been taking everything down.
We're here, Judge.
Thank you. Court is calling 2020 CR 5979, State of Texas versus Ronnie Lee Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Richard Langlois for Mr. Ronnie Lee Lopez, Your Honor.
And are you Ronnie Lee Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
None.
Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, Your
understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I believe that's Richard Langlois' dog. He wants to be heard. All right, Richard, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Did you review that discovery with your client, and have you received all the discovery from the state?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're proceeding on count 2 only and waiving the repeater enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand what you're charged with in count 2 is assault, family choking, strangulation as a second offense? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with, I'm sorry, Mr. Lopez, did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We have discussed it, Your Honor. And the complaint is in my office, so we've discussed everything today, and
do you believe
yes, he understands, and his plea is freely and voluntarily made.
All right. Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement, did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included, well, count 2, assault, choking, strangulation, second. They're waiving count 1 in the repeater enhancement allegation. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison. They're asking for a $1,500 fine. They're opposing your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then account to assault, family choking, strangulation as a second offense. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty if you've applied for deferred adjudication. We will come back for sentencing on October 27th. You will need to appear on that date in the 187 District Courtroom at 9 a.m. Do you understand,
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
So when do you need to appear in court?
October 27th.
What time?
9 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you here, Mr. Lopez. If you do not show up for sentencing, then there will be issues potentially. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there a need for a TAP evaluation, Mr. Lopez? If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Or you would request a TAP evaluation, Your Honor.
All right, the court will place in a TAP evaluation request. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And probation will let you know what you need to do. It's very important that you make all of the dates with them. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ron Ross. Ron, just give me 2 seconds. I need to let probation know what is happening with Mr. Lopez's case.
Yes, ma'am. Brenna, you look hungry.
It's about that time.
Yeah, I cheated. I was waiting for David Martin for a long time. I told him, I said, I went out to eat. Really, I had something here I eat. Which gave me an advantage when I finally met him. He was in a gripey mood and I was in a good mood. And so we kind of, I was kind of able to kind of sweet talk him a little bit.
Is that Marcus? He's never in a bad mood.
No, David.
Oh,
David,
well,
David Martin.
David's always in bed.
Yeah, I know.
Watch it.
So do y'all keep going until you're finished, or do y'all cut off for lunch? What do y'all normally do?
We usually break about 12:30.
All right, Mr. Ross on Kelly.
Yeah, Judge, I've confirmed with David. David needs to talk to the complainant. I don't know, this could be a resolution, it could be a dismissal, I don't really know, but David, she's got couple of misdemeanors and he has to talk to her lawyer first to make sure there's not a problem before he talks to her. So, and then David said he would then contact me and tell me where they are after he's able to do that. So I guess we just need a reset, a normal reset or something.
No problem. Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Kelly, please? All right, Mr. Kelly, we're going to come back on your case on October 28th.
I've never owned any weapons legally.
And the state wants to speak with the complainant. I like for both the state and the defense to have a chance to have access to information, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, can you let them know that Kelly can go back? He's 14F.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
That was going to be October 28th, right?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your patience.
No, that's all right. No, I understand. I know the deal about the doctor's appointment. Waiting in line. I've been there before. That's why I don't like to go to the doctor, because you have to wait.
So Norma on Hernandez, I believe we're done with Mr. Hernandez. He's L11.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, can you unmute?
Hello, miss.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, we'll see you back, okay?
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
I'll try.
All right. Mr. Trevino? We're going to have you come. Norma, are we having him come back at 2? His attorney hasn't come in.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to bring you back at 2 o'clock, Mr. Trevino.
Yes, ma'am. Did they figure out who was my lawyer? Because I was getting confused if that other attorney had me, but I'm not for sure who's my attorney.
No, we're gonna bring you back at 2 p.m. We're gonna find out, okay?
Judge, he only has one attorney. It's Alfonso Cabanas.
All right,
Okay,
we're gonna
so
bring
it's
you back
still
at 2.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
He's L12. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back at 2. All right, everyone, we're gonna stop live stream and we will be back at 2 p.m. Where are my prosecutors? Where's Joe Ray Meredith? Well, not my prosecutors, but where is Joe Ray Meredith?
I'm here.
Is out.
Did you sign that violation report on Warren
Yes,
Drive?
that's been done.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we're going to stop live stream. We will be back here